My name is Cindy. I am a Shipt shopper in the Nashville market, and I am going to talk to you today about double orders. We've had a lot of questions lately in Nashville about that, and I know many of you who are just beginning are very anxious to try it so that you can maximize your income potential. So what I'm going to talk to you about are my tips and advice on how to do that. I'm not a big fan of doing doubles. I don't do a lot myself, but they are doable. And again, lots of these tips are going to apply to you and your zone. Some of them may not. The zone that I work in, just to give you a little background of where my advice is coming from, is very suburban, and I have some 5 to 8 minute deliveries, but I also have several 15 to 20 minute deliveries. So, and I'm also going in like 4 or 5 different directions, as I'm sure many of you are. So the most important thing that you need to keep in mind when you're shopping a double is, where are they going? Okay? I don't want an order going 10 minutes this way and another one going 10 minutes this way, because now I've got a 10-minute drive and then a 20-minute drive. So this member, the second one, is waiting 30 minutes for their groceries. Okay, so be careful and aware of what you're claiming and where it's going. If you don't know how to look at that, you don't need to be watching this video. You need to go back to some more basic training, okay? If you need help with that, let me know. I'll be glad to post a video or just talk with you privately about that. If you don't know how to look for where the order's going. So first thing is, where's the order going? Second thing is, what store is it going to go shopping from? So if you're on 2 to 3 zones, or you have 2 to 3 Target stores in your zone, I don't think that's very likely, but say you do, you want them coming from the same Target store. You don't want to shop an order from this Target and this Target with one going here and one going there, or even going here. The Target orders are matched to the stores that the customer is assigned to, so you may have a lot of problems with out of stocks, which is going to be a major problem if you're shopping doubles. Okay, so let's just dive into the meat. So you've done your due diligence, you know where you're going, you know how much time you have, you know which store you're going to. Okay, I'm going to assume that you have made some good selections. So now we're going to look at the size of your order. If you have a large order, I'm going to call that 30 items plus, and a small order, I'm going to call that 10 items minus, okay? Your large order, you're going to put in your basket, in your buggy, your cart, whatever you want to call it. I call them buggies. Put in the main section of your buggy, and then keep that 10 item order in the child seat of the basket. I'm sorry, I'm not at a store, so I don't have a grocery cart at home to show you. So, if that doesn't work, if they're bigger, some of the items for the small order are larger, you can put them underneath or whatever. I don't have one in my hand, but I used to carry like colored yard sale stickers, and so if I had a case of soda, I would put a red or green or whatever sticker on large orders, sodas and drinks and bulk items, and a red sticker on small orders, larger items, so that when I loaded the car, I knew which one was which, okay? So also you want to, you should have some insulated bags. Utilize those for sorting as well. I have green ones and red ones. I should have brought those up. I'm sorry I didn't. But like, I'll use my green bags and my red bags, and that keeps my cold items separate. So I can put those all in the basket together if I want to, or I can put them in basket and seat. You can also utilize, most stores have green baskets or black baskets. Target, of course, has red. This is not a Target basket. This is one I purchased for myself. So you can have 2 different colored baskets to keep those items separate. If you'll stay tuned at the end of this video, I'll also show you, it's probably kind of important, I'll have a little video for you how to quickly add your lists together to combine those, because that's been a big question. People don't seem to know how to do that. So I have figured out what is my best method for sorting. You just have to determine that based on your order. Different colored baskets, different colored bags, different spaces in your shopping cart. Your physical I'm going to call it a buggy for less confusion. Different spaces in your buggy for each order. Now, what I tend to do if I have a lot of items, if I have more than like 25 or 30 items, especially on a double combined with both orders, I will stop before I even go to checkout, and I will grab a second buggy and I will sort order number 1 and order number 2. I'll put order number 1 in one buggy, order number 2 in a separate buggy. And so when I check out, I don't have to worry about the baggers or the cashiers mixing up my items. And that helps keep it sorted at checkout. Okay, hopefully you've left yourself enough time to do that. I typically can do that very quickly if I've done a good job of sorting them in the basket while I'm shopping, but that does help. If you don't want to take the time to do that, just make sure that they're clearly sorted on the belt and that you make the cashier look you in the eyes. You want them to look at you. Make sure they hear you. Stop at the bar. Please ask them politely to stop at the bar. You have 2 separate orders and you don't want them combined or bagged together. And then when you're finished with the cashier, walk up to the bagger and say, hey, please make sure when he's done with this order not to place the items from the second order in the same bags or area with my first order. Okay, those 2 things will save you a lot of time, a lot of headache, and a lot of confusion when you're finished. Another trick, some kind of bag clip or chip clip. Once you have your order bagged, just get your, I don't know why I didn't bring a shopping bag up. We'll just pretend this is a shopping bag. Grab your shopping bag for whatever order is coded red or whatever color, and clip it on that bag, and then you know that that goes to that customer. And then use a different color on your other one. If you have large orders, have the bagger help you out to the car, load the order that you are delivering second, load that in your car first. Make sure that you have a clear separation, whether that be front, back seat, hatch. Don't put them in your trunk, please, it's hot. One side of the car, the other side of the car, whatever works for the size of the order that you're working. I typically I have an SUV, so I'll load my last delivery in first and make a clear boundary line, and then I'll load my second order. So I go and deliver that one first. Now, a lot of times we don't want the customer to know that we're shopping a double, right? Because we want them to understand that we're focusing entirely on them, which I hope that you were, even though you're doing that for 2 people. Make sure that each customer gets the attention that they deserve. I don't go knocking and ring the bell. I will text the customer usually when I arrive. If I'm shopping a double and I don't want them to come to the car and see that I'm shopping for 2, I don't really, most of the time I'm shopping for people that I shop for all the time, so I really don't get too bothered if they know that I'm shopping for 2 orders. Sometimes I just tell them because it's simpler and causes a lot less stress on both ends. I'll pull the items out of my car and go ahead and take them to the door, and then I'll text them that I'm here, or I'll at least get them out of the car and close the hatch and then text that I have arrived. So then I'll deliver that order, and then I'll go on to the next delivery. Now, here are some extra tips. Communication. Whichever order you're delivering first, you're going to want to go ahead and text that member, I'm shopping your order now. You decide if you're going to let them know you're shopping for 2, and then just resume shopping. If I have a small order at the very end, if I'm familiar with the customer, I'll go ahead for my second order. I will text the second member and say, hey, I'm combining your order with another order, so I wanted to let you know I'm going to go ahead and start on your order, but I'll make sure to pull your cold and perishable items last. So what I don't want is for that customer to see that it's taking me 40 minutes to shop for a 5 or 6 or 10 item order. I don't want them to worry that their groceries are not being taken care of. So I'll go ahead and give them a heads up, or I'll wait and text, don't add anything to the cart yet, and text them as I'm getting close to wrapping up the first order, and then I'll let them know that I'm shopping, and I'll start adding those things to the cart. So then When you're checking out, you of course need to let both members know that you're on the way and give them an ETA. So I'll give my first member an ETA of, you know, hey, so-and-so, I've completed your order and I'm on the way to deliver your groceries. Second customer might take me a little longer to get to, so I'll give them an actual ETA. I should be there in 15 to 20 minutes. I have a quick order to drop off on the way to your address, and I'll let you know when I leave there so that you'll know when to expect me. You just really have to decide based on your order how you're going to communicate that to your member. But like I said, I typically know my customers and who I'm shopping for when I do a double, so that helps me a great deal. I think at this point, most of our members know that we do sometimes shop for more than one member. But those things, those are the things that I do to help keep me organized. I might do all of them in the same trip. I might only do one of them. So let's rehash, because I know I'm talking fast, but I don't want to drag out and bore everybody. So check your address, check your store, have some sort of organizational system, whether it's in your head or an actual color-coded thing. Different colored baskets, different colored insulated shopping bags. Please use your insulated shopping bags when you're shopping a double, especially because you never know which customer you're going to end up sitting around the store waiting for. Different colored clips, stickers, Sharpies, whatever it is that you need to do that. If you are a new shopper, you won't be able to claim doubles until I think your 10th shop. I don't recommend them. Y'all listen to me, hear me. Hear me if you hear nothing else. I don't recommend touching a double until you're about 50 to 100 orders in, and I wish I could say 200, because many reasons. You don't know yet how long everything takes. You may or may not be familiar with your store. Unless you're shopping literally just one store, that can get tricky. It can get really, really tricky, and knowing where everything is in all of your stores. I have 2 zones that I work, and 3 Kroger stores, a CVS, a Petco, and 2 Publix stores. So I have to wrap my brain around which store I'm going to. So if I were just starting out, that's a bit overwhelming, but I've been doing this long enough that it's okay. I can usually wrap my head pretty quickly, but sometimes I go the wrong direction because I think I'm in another store. But so be careful about that. Also, you're not going to be familiar enough with your members. I have some members that I have flagged on my maps allow extra time because I know they're going to add things, or I know that they're going to order a lot of specialty items or have special requests, or a lot of deli stuff that I may have to wait for depending on what time of day it is, etc., etc. So once you get to know your zone, your stores, your customers, and everything else, that's when I want you to try to do a double. And I think that's really all I can tell you. I hope that this was helpful. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to swipe and add those things to your app together. Once you're finished with your order, then you go back to your regular order screen for your processing and things like that. But what you're going to do, you'll see this on the screen in just a minute. You're going to swipe left from your My Orders screen and add to shopping list each order that you're shopping. Hopefully just 2, might be more. I don't know. I don't know your zone. So I know a lot of people do triples, but again, depends on your zone. So swipe left, add to shopping list, and then up at the top of your screen, it'll say shopping list. You're going to tap that. I'm going to show you a quick screen recording of that right now. I hope that that screen recording made sense to everyone and that it was helpful. If you're watching on YouTube, if it doesn't show the whole screen, let me know. I can send you the actual video itself through Facebook Messenger or something like that. Just put a comment on the video here, or if you're in the Shipt Shopper Lounge watching or one of our Facebook groups, tag me in the post and make sure I'm in the group. I'm in some of them, but definitely not all of them. But this, just let me know if you need that actual video so that you can see the whole screen. All right, have a great time, guys, and I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit subscribe and give me a thumbs up so that I know what kind of content to create for you.